Well, we are sitting in a cactus field, but we aren't in the Southwest. We're actually still in the Portland area, and I'm with Burl from Rare Plant Research. And Burl, these aren't the normal plants you find in any Northwest garden.
Well, that's true. We try to specialize in plants that are a little bit different, that people can get excited about.
Yeah, you know, these are so cool and so many different textures that I know that we can grow them in gardens, grow them in containers, but now we're getting into fall, winter. We have to know how to take care of them in this different time of year.
That's true. A lot of them are hardy and a lot of them aren't. The agaves, for instance, this is Agave parryii right here, and it's the hardiest agave that we know of. It can go to 10, 15, maybe even 20 below zero.
Wow, pretty cold.
It comes from about, this particular clone comes from about 7,000 feet in northern Arizona. So it's under snow for several months out of the year. It's really, really tough, and it can take anything our Northwest winters can take. It can grow in Bend. I mean, it's tough. You know? Ones that are hardy if they're kept dry are a little bit more problematic because somehow you have to keep them dry, and of course our winters aren't very dry.
No.
A couple of them, this is Agave americana variegata, and here's another one that's hardy if it's kept dry. This is Agave filifera, and one of the ways to keep them dry is to leave them in containers, and they can be let go completely dry, and they can be put under an eaves.
Oh, okay.
Or they can even be put in a garage where there's no light, and as long as they're dry and cold, they can stay that way for months because they're dormant.
Wow, pretty easy.
Yeah. In fact, this is an agave that's not hardy. This is Agave geminiflora, and it's a zone 9 plant, so it's hardy to the low 20s. And so if that's in a container and put in a garage where it's cold, but not freezing, and dry, it can stay that way from November to April. So they're agaves. Most people don't know that agaves are really, really tough, and if they're dry, it's amazing what they can take.
Yeah, you know, and that makes sense because that's where they come from. And now, what is this here? I love this one.
This is an Aeonium. This is Aeonium. It's a cultivar called salad bowl, little plant here, and it's native to the Canary Islands. And we thought that this was going to take a lot of frost, but upper 20s, it starts to get damaged.
Okay.
So it's not really that tough, but it's sort of relative. This is Aeonium Swartzkopt, and we found this to be hardy to 20 degrees.
Oh, pretty good.
It can freeze absolutely solid at 20 degrees, and as long as it thaws out in the day, it's okay. If it doesn't thaw, it's going to start to get some damage. If it goes on for a couple of days, it's going to be
toast.
compost.
Oh, okay.
But this, likewise, with this can stay in under an eaves, especially like in Portland, where it doesn't get too terribly cold unless there's a cold Arctic air mass that comes in. And if there's a cold Arctic air mass, then it would have to be in the garage or in the house, because when it gets to 10 degrees, this won't like it.
Well, you just have to kind of watch the weather, especially when you know we're getting cold, and just bring it in for overnight.
Right, that's right. That's right. Yeah, and the cold Arctic air mass is the key.
Yeah.
If we get one of those, that's when we really want to take care of these guys.
All right. Now this one, the Echeveria, kind of like hens and chicks on steroids. Those have become so popular. So now, what would we do with that one?
Well, that one actually you can do, if you're in Portland, you can do just like this Aeonium Swartzkopt. You can put it under an eaves where it's not going to get much water, and it will pretty much stop growing, and it will just sit there. And it can take upper 20s, 25, 26, and in the Portland area, on a normal winter's night, if it clears off, it will freeze, but it really won't get much below 25, 26 degrees. If you live out in the country, like we are here, in a winter's evening, if there's no cold Arctic air mass, it can get below 25, and they return to mush.
Yeah. Well, there's lots of information that we just talked about, and I know your tags have lots of information there. You have a website that we can click you to. If you go to gardentime.tv, we can click over your website. Ask at your independent garden center. They would have more information. So if you're looking for these plants, please ask your garden centers, and if they don't have them, please tell them to call Burl and get it in.
That sounds
Thanks
great.
for having us.
Thanks.